What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful, delicious, smoky, hammy, lamby, glazy, amazing smoked lamb ham. Coming up. This is some lamb. Ooh, pat it dry. And what I got here is a beautiful boneless leg of lamb. Picked this up at Costco, and I'm very happy with how this looks. It's already nicely tied up. I thought I was gonna have to buy one of these bags or bust out some butcher's twine or something like that, but nothing to do to this one. It's just a nice little package ready to go into some brine, because today we're making some lamb ham. And that's because Easter is upon us, folks. Whenever I think about Easter, I'm always thinking about either lamb or ham, or sometimes eggs. A couple years back, I cooked a rabbit. That didn't go over well. You cooked the Easter bunny. Sorry. But anywho, I figured today we would combine the best of lamb and ham by making ourselves a lamb ham, because what doesn't sound good about that? So first things first, we need to go ahead and make ourselves a brine. So on the all-new stainless steel version of the magical Chud trivet, we're gonna go into a pot here, a beautiful pot from Made In, with some water, 2 quarts to be exact. I'm gonna let that come up to a simmer real quick. And once nice and steamy, we're gonna go in with our kosher salt, some brown sugar. Ooh, give that a nice little whiskey poo, get that all dissolved. Ooh. Next up, we're going in with our pink curing salt. That's what's gonna turn this from a brine into a ham brine. Then we're gonna go in with some garlic. Boop, some black peppercorns, a couple of bay leaves, and then whatever you want to do for pickling spice. You can buy the pre-made stuff, or you can just kind of grab some stuff out of the cupboard. I'm gonna go in with some red pepper flakes, a couple of allspice berries, a few star anise, some mustard seeds. Whoop. That's a lot. Some juniper berries, a single clove, and for some more flavor, we got some rosemary and some thyme. Going in and just let this heat up for a little bit, make sure all those flavors and aromas are unlocked, and of course, everything is nicely dissolved. Oh, smelling so good. And now that everything is nicely dissolved, we're gonna go ahead and cool this down by adding the rest of our water in ice water form. Ooh. And then into our vessel of choice. Nice and clean. And the rest of our water, 1 gallon total, folks. And now, simply enough, in we go with our beautiful little lamb. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Not bad, though. And we could just leave this in there for the next few days, maybe 7 days, let it cure naturally, but I'm gonna speed things up with the old injector here. I'm gonna put this in there so we don't clog it up, and just fill up the syringe. And carefully, try not to spill all over the place. Why does every injector I get fail me? There we go. Just gonna go around and pump this thing up. If anyone knows of a really good injector, let me know. It's like my 4th one. There we go. Just watch it inflate like a balloon. And there we go. Several pumps later, this thing is looking nice and plump. So now into the fridge this goes. We're gonna pop a lid on it, which should help submerge it a little bit. I'll probably come back and flip it over here and there over the next few days, and then we'll check back in. This video is brought to you by Helix Sleep. You've heard me talk about Helix plenty of times on this channel so far, and I will gladly keep doing so because it is genuinely the best bed and most comfortable mattress I've ever had. And if you're unfamiliar with Helix, they make premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs. The mattresses and pillows are both super comfortable, and best part is it ships right to your door. I was driving earlier this week and I saw a small sedan with a queen mattress tied to the roof, and both the passenger and the driver were out the windows holding on for dear life, and I gotta say, I've been there before and it's not fun. So the fact that Helix comes right to you is super convenient. Basically what they do is vacuum seal the mattress and suck all the air out of it, which makes it a lot more compact. Then they can roll it up and fit it in a very reasonable size box that they can ship right to your door, and make getting a king size mattress a whole lot easier. I recently got 2 new mattresses for the apartment above the Chud shop, and I gotta say, getting a box about yay by yay is a lot easier to get up a flight of stairs than a king size mattress, or a queen for that matter. And when it comes to their mattresses, they know that everyone has different preferences and everybody sleeps differently. So what they did is create a sleep quiz that you can take online, where you enter your basic information, height, weight, sleeping preferences, and then they can match you with the perfect mattress to fit your needs. You can also take it with your partner to make sure that you're both happy. I took the quiz with Brooke, and we were matched with the Helix Dusk Luxe mattress, and the quiz worked well because I'm a back sleeper and Brooke's a side sleeper, and like I said, we were both very happy with this mattress, and if I had to get another mattress, I would get a Helix, which I just did at the Chud shop. Other than the convenient factor, the thing I love most about the mattress that Brooke and I have is the fact that we opted to get the Glaciotex cooling cover on there, which keeps us nice and cool during the hot Texas summer months. And we've had this mattress for about a year now, and it's holding up great. I couldn't be happier. So if you're in the market for a new bed, a new mattress, and you want to get a much better night of sleep, I love my Helix mattress. mattress, and I know you will too. So if you want to get one for yourself, click the link in the description box of this video taking you to helixsleep.com, or using my link, you can get 20% off your order, plus 2 free pillows. Again, the link is in the description box of the video down below. You click that, taking you to helixsleep.com, where you can go through the quiz yourself, get the perfect mattress shipped right to you, and with my link, you'll save 20% and get 2 free pillows. Thank you, Helix Sleep. 3 days later. Let's see how, oh gee, wow. Nice work, bud, that was smart. Let's see how our lamb ham is looking now that I've spilled the brine everywhere. I also just dumped some out because it was quite full and I didn't want to spill it, so it's a good day. Anywho, this thing is feeling really heavy, looking a lot darker in color. That means the cure and the brine has done its job, but I'm gonna go run this under some cold water to get off all the mustard seeds and whatnot, and just make sure there's no extra brine or salt on this thing. And I'm also gonna clean up this mess. There we go, that's looking better. Now at this point, we totally could just throw this on the pit as is, but you know, of course I gotta add some black pepper to this thing. Pretty sure it's required if you live in Texas, so a little bit of 16-inch black pepper on the outside. Help build up a little bit of a bark, and of course add some lovely flavor, help the smoke stick a little bit. Ooh. And as always, don't forget the sides, folks. Come on, rookie move. And you might be sitting there thinking, Bradley, that's a whole bunch of black pepper. And yeah, but it's pre-ground, so it's not really as spicy as fresh cracked, and it'll roast off really nicely on the smoker and leave us with some great flavor. But of course, you can do whatever you want on this. A more complex rub would be cool, but it's fully salted, so make sure it's very low sodium, if there's any at all. And because I'm here, I'm gonna go in with a layer of garlic powder as well. Ooh, very nice. I just love garlic powder, what can I say? All right, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and throw this on the pit. I think this year for Easter, I'm gonna cook that pesky little snake in my boot. Got a nice post oak fire rocking, as I typically do. We're just gonna throw this thing on, aim the thicker side towards the fire, fat cap up, you know the drill. We're probably gonna rock this a little lower and slower than usual. I'm probably gonna go for around 250, 225 maybe. That way we get a good amount of smoke on this thing to try and get some lovely color and a nice bark. So we'll check back in on this in a little bit. Next up, let's go ahead and get a glaze ready for our lamb ham. Starting with a stick of butter. Just let that melt down for a little bit. And once nice and frothy, I let this go a little bit farther, making it almost a brown butter. But we're gonna go in and throw some herbs in, including some thyme, some rosemary, and for good measure, some garlic. And just let those toast away to give us a nice garlicky, herb-infused brown butter. Oh, it smells so good. And once everything is nice and roasty toasty, we can pull these out, save these little guys for a little snack. And now to our beautiful herby garlic butter here. We're gonna go in with some maple syrup. Oh yeah, because what doesn't sound good about that? Love it. Maybe about a cup, and some Dijon mustard, just a couple of tablespoons. Because I'm thinking a maple Dijon, rosemary, butter, garlicky, sweet and savory little glaze is just gonna be fantastic on top of our little lamb ham. And other than not getting another bowl dirty, the reason I'm doing this in a pot is so I can heat it up really easily when it comes time to paint this on. But of course, be sure to taste this and adjust. Oh, that is lovely. Ooh, very tasty. But set this aside until we need it. All right, let's check in on this lamb ham. Ooh, looking real nice. Got some beautiful bark on there, lovely color. I just temped it. It's rocking right around 140 degrees internal, so pretty close to our desired temp, which is gonna be around 150, 160, which is something I spent a lot of time thinking about because a leg of lamb is great at medium rare, but this is a lamb ham, and lamb is typically cooked a little bit hotter, so I figured we'd go for ham temps on this one. Make sure we got some good fat render going on and all that good stuff. But here we are, right towards the last, I don't know, probably 30, 40 minutes of this cook. I'm gonna just give this a nice glaze, let this cook on, get nice and sticky, nice and sweet. Ooh, hopefully it doesn't adhere too well, because then getting off that string might be a little bit difficult, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So probably every 15 minutes or so for the next hour, I will come out and give this a nice little glaze so we get that nice shellacked effect of building some beautiful flavor. All right, y'all, I think it's time to see how this thing came out. Ooh, that's hot. But I gotta say, that's looking quite lovely. Got that nice Texas-style barbecue bark on there. Beautiful glaze. Looking nice and shiny, smelling Ooh, so sweet, so savory, so hammy, yet lammy. So we're gonna let this cool down and then we'll go ahead and slice on in. I gotta say, folks, that is looking absolutely fantastic. So now it's time to take the netting off, and hopefully we don't take off too much of this glaze while we go about doing it. It smells like candy out here. Smoky barbecue candy. Nothing wrong with that. Woo, little nubbins fell off. Oh yeah, okay. I'm ready to dive in. Well, right off the bat, I think we can successfully say that that ham brine did its work. Look at that. Oh, so juicy, so pink. And because we did not cook this, in fact, to tenderness, I'm gonna go with some nice thin slices. Would you just look at it, folks? I mean, come on. So juicy. Ooh, smelling so floral, so smoky. Let's get a couple more. Such a sticky bark on there. Oh, maple syrup, Dijon, lamb, ham. Ah! Come on, that is a sight of beauty. I mean, what's not to like here, folks? Beautiful glaze, nice bark, smoky, briny, hammy, amazing. Some beautiful lamb ham. I'm ready to dive in and see how this came out. Gotta say, folks, this is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time because, you know, it's an Easter classic, or at least it should be, right? You think lamb, you think ham when you're thinking about Easter, and what doesn't look good about that? Smelling nice and smoky, nice and floral. Let's see how it came out. Ooh. Oh, that's fantastic. That is lovely. I mean, it's got everything you want. It's smoky, it's hammy, it's got that nice lamb flavor to it, nice and juicy, and then that sweetness on the outside, that little honey mustard glaze, although it's technically a maple Dijon glaze. Very nice addition. Very tender, pulls apart. That's phenomenal. Definitely gonna have to make some sandwiches out of this. Oops. That is very nice. It's honestly, it's got everything you need. It's just very pleasant, you know? Not too salty, not too sweet, but it's got that nice sweet glaze on it. It's very smoky. The fat is rendered. Although, judging by the looks of this slice, I probably should have cut it this way. Yeah, that's the way the grain is running, so probably gonna go this way from here on out, but it's beautiful. It's like ham meets pastrami, but lamb-y. Unique. I don't know why I've never had this before. So easy too. Couple days in a brine, couple hours on the pit. The sweet glaze is definitely very nice. Preview. Nice catch. I know I say this in every lamb video I do because lamb is for some reason not very popular here in the States, but if you don't like lamb, one, you're wrong, but if you genuinely don't like the taste of lamb, then this is a perfect introduction to lamb if you're new to it, or if you think you don't like it, because the flavor profile is very similar to ham. Shocker, I know. Nice tender meat, nice and briny, nice and smoky. Oh, highly recommend it. And I got this at Costco. Like, you can get this. It's easy to find. Got that cured flavor. Beautiful brine penetration on that. Like, look at that. It's the perfect thing for Easter. Lamb, ham. And then the next day when you're done serving this hot with some potatoes and veg and all the things I probably should have made for this video, pop this thing cold on the meat slicer, nice and thin. Oh, the sandwiches. Yeah, that's tomorrow's lunch. Yeah. Gotta work on that. Nope. For her, that's an unofficial taste test right there. But without further ado, folks, I think it's time for the official taste test. All right, y'all, that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic smoky lamb ham. And I know viewers of this channel are generally not fans of lamb or ham, but I highly recommend giving this a try. It's always fun cooking something new, and I think there's a lot more experimenting we can do with this cut. You know, maybe taking it to medium rare or taking it all the way up to tenderness. Either way, the flavor is there. And if you're new to lamb or you think you don't like the flavor of lamb, this is a really great place to start because it's more hammy than lammy and really makes for a perfect Easter dinner. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!